What's up, guys? This is Zach, otherwise known as the Falcon Gamer, and I'm back again, hopefully for good this time. I know I've been a little bit inconsistent here uploading. I haven't even put anything out since October of 2019, so it's been a good little while. It's safe to say a lot has changed in this world since I last updated because there's this wonderful thing going around known as coronavirus. It's really affected our day-to-day lives, as I feel sure everyone already knows. But yeah, that just goes to show you how long it's been since I last updated video, because when I last updated, COVID wasn't even a thing. So yeah, it's been a hot minute, safe to say, since I last got back to content. But yeah, this is my first video I've done since 2019. The last video I uploaded was of the original Mercenaries, a Let's Play. I think it was part 16. I think I only made up to part 18. I didn't upload the last two parts before I just kind of called it quits. Again, kind of because I've run into a lot of equipment problems over the years. I've shared that throughout the channel about how, I've constantly had something go wrong with one of my recordings. But hopefully things are better now. I have a lot better equipment now than I did back when I first started. And hopefully, seeing where this goes, you never know. I might be able to even improve myself a little bit more than where I was. But yeah, back for the first time since 2019. Just kind of an interesting note here. This channel was started in 2016. I started this when I was in 7th grade. I was 13 at the time. I am now 18, a senior in high school. And let's see, 2016, so about 6 years of YouTubing, on and off, inconsistently. But still, that just goes to show you how long I've been doing this. And I kind of started it in a way to get myself into media, because media is always been kind of my what I've wanted to do with my life ever since I was in middle school. I started this channel because I was like, okay, well, I really want to go into something with media. Like, hey, I don't want to be one of those guys on the radio who talk about sports all the time, because I'm a huge sports fan, as you can probably tell from both my walls behind me and quite frankly, my outfit. So yeah. And I started this gaming channel to kind of get myself introduced to doing commentary over the top of videos, because I really wanted practice with that. It was kind of a way to get me practice for sportscasting, because that's really where I wanted to dedicate myself to. And honestly, I have exciting news to share about that in just a little bit, because of the opportunities I've got over the years. But this is just a channel that I started, just to kind of get my feet wet with media. I've done a lot of different things experiment-wise with media. I've done 2-3 podcasts. Currently working on 2 live radio shows at the moment. That one goes out weekly, one goes out every other week. I'm in the media broadcasting program at my local career center, the Anderson Career and Technology Center, and I actually am the director of the sports department up there. I produce 2 live radio shows. One is a sports show, one's just a show I kind of do for fun with a friend of mine. I produce 2 live radio shows. The sports show's weekly, the other show is every other week. I also produce daily sports updates through the channel, and also we go out and cover high school sports. I did 13 football games, high school football games calling, and I've done, I think, about the same amount of basketball games. I don't know, we're kind of still in the middle of basketball. It's kind of starting to wrap up, but we're still, and we're hoping to expand into baseball and maybe even some soccer as well, with our live sports coverage. So yeah, I'm really excited about, what I've been able to accomplish there and what I might be able to accomplish. The opportunities I've got at that place are unbelievable. So like I said, I'm in the media broadcasting program. It's at the Anderson Career and Technology Center over in Williamston, South Carolina. And the opportunities I've gotten there have just been unbelievable, and I really am thankful for that. And that really has gotten me a lot more comfortable, not talking into a microphone, of course, because I do it all the time now, to getting to where I can do a lot more now. I've learned a lot about how to record videos, how to edit videos, through the program, that where I can probably if I dedicate myself to it, I know for a fact I can do more with this channel than I ever have done before. And so I'm really going to try to step up my game. But I am going to change it up a little bit with the content. I'll get to that in just a little bit. I also am excited to announce I am a senior in high school. We're starting to wrap up. I'm actually I'm going to be going to Lander University next year as a freshman to major in media communications. Lander University is located in Greenwood, South Carolina. So I'll be a media major, media communications major down at Lander, hopefully to try to continue doing what I'm doing now, just because media is a passion of mine and something I just honestly love doing. And it's something I never dreamed I would have got the opportunities I got as young as I was. So mad props goes out to the Career Center and just YouTube and anything and everything, anyone and everyone who's ever supported me through all this, because everybody's just been unbelievable. I can't believe all the opportunities I've gotten to get myself out there with media, and just get practice with it, and I'm always striving to get better, and I'm hoping that as I've produced more, because I know for a fact watching some of my older YouTube videos, which at this point, considering the fact I was 13 and this was 5 years ago where a lot of these were made, especially the Mercenaries 2 ones, they're very cringy. Not necessarily bad in a way, but I wasn't exactly good at talking into the microphone. I wasn't good at recording. I wasn't good at editing. I hardly was good at anything. I will say I did dedicate myself to it, and I got my videos out there, so I am proud of that. And I would say the more I did it, the better I got over time, but still, there's a lot I could have done a lot better with this channel, and I've learned a lot more over the years. Because of the media class I took, I learned how to actually edit videos correctly, how to edit audio, and just kind of to, edit audio to video. I've learned a lot through the Career Center, and I've gotten a lot through the Career Center, and a lot more equipment as well. So like I said, my goal is to make this channel bigger and better than it ever was, and hopefully just kind of completely redesign it from the ground up. That doesn't mean I'm going to delete any of my old content. The videos are already out there, or they're going to stay out there. But yeah, it is going to be a lot different what I produce now than what I was producing. So getting into more of the content based side of things, I'm probably not going to be doing any more Let's Plays. Let's Plays are, there's nothing wrong with them. I actually thoroughly enjoyed the Let's Plays I were doing. But occasionally something's going to happen and I'm not going to be able to record a lot at one time, This is just kind of going to be more of I have some free time here or there. I want to make a video, but I'm in no pressure to get anything out, if that makes sense. With the Let's Play, you're usually counting on your viewers to tune in over and over and over again to see what's going to happen, but I can't promise that I can upload like that, because like I said, I'm already, on top of me, I'm 18 now, I have a part-time job, I'm a senior in high school, I do a lot with the media class I take, and so yeah, I don't have a ton of free time all the time. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to make videos consistently. That being said, I will eventually get there, hopefully, to where I can make content more consistently. But still, there's a lot of stuff I do, and the sports side of media is kind of my biggest focus right now, because that's really where I want to go with this. Speaking of the sports side of media, that's actually kind of more what I'm focusing on. So instead of doing Let's Plays, what I've thought about doing instead is just kind of taking a look at some of the older random sporting games I happen to have collected over the years. And by older, I mean these games are all for the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 or older, even some PS2 titles thrown in there, and they're just random sports games. Some of I've played, some of I haven't. Most of these I actually got at a thrift store right up the road from my house that sells a lot of old video games. I usually pay about $5 for them, and some of these have a really good reputation. Some of these, you've probably never even heard of, because in all honesty, I've never heard of them, and I just bought them and played them. And like I said, some of the titles I have over here I haven't even played before, and so that would be really fun to get into, is kind of playing more games, getting into more games that I haven't played before, and also showing some older sports games. For example, you'll see in a little while some of the games I'm going to want to be doing. So that's kind of my first focus, is just kind of taking a look at some of the older sports games, anywhere from football, baseball, even some basketball, maybe even some golf. Some Tiger Woods might be on the table as well. But the key here is that these series are not going to be active, most likely. The one exception I might make is I own some of the old copies of MLB The Show, and it's really fun to go back and play those because of the fact that MLB The Show put a lot of more attention to detail in certain aspects of the game back in the day than they do now. And it would be cool to make a video comparing the first show to the show that we know today on the Xbox, for example. So that might be the one exception I make. But other than that, and maybe I play an older Madden in a way to compare it to the new Madden, because new Madden's crap, and everybody just about will tell you that. But I most likely, the show probably will happen at some point, but the Madden thing I don't think will. Most of these games, though, are going to be games that aren't made anymore, that are just kind of either anywhere from arcade to more of true sim football games, baseball games, basketball games, stuff like I said, NCAA football is one of the big ones I want to do because that's my favorite game series ever that they don't make anymore. Another one is you got like ESPN 2K, games like that. I'm actually literally looking at games over to the side of me, looking at all the titles that I might cover. But and there's a lot of them I have in mind to play, and so you never know. We might do some of these, we might not. This is just kind of, like I said, going to be a maybe. Hopefully, my goal would be I get one video out a week of a random sport game, at least for the time being. At least till I run out of games. Which, if I run out of games, like I said, I'll probably just go back to that thrift store and spend $5 more on a random sports game and come home and play it, just for fun, just to make content. But that's kind of one of the things I'm thinking about doing. Another thing I'm thinking about doing, so I haven't really played this too much, but ironically at my school, through the media program at Career Center, we got to playing Guitar Hero. And Guitar Hero is something that I grew up with around my brothers. I have two older brothers. But I never personally got into or played. But now that I started, I played a little bit at the Career Center. I really would like to get into it more. Right now it's in a holding pattern because of the fact that for some reason Guitar Hero stuff's way too expensive right now. We actually got rid of all our guitars that we used to have. Just kind of gave them to the local thrift, to like the charity, like the Goodwill. And so I'm having a hard time finding Guitar Hero stuff that I can realistically actually afford to, get. So like, for example, I was looking at buying two guitars a couple weeks ago, and I was going to pull the trigger. It was two guitars for $60, but it didn't come with a dongle to hook it up to the console. I went online and looked at how much that dongle would cost, and it was going from like $90, and I'm like, okay, so you're telling me I'm going to have to spend up close to $200. Well, not $200, but around $150 to get into Guitar Hero. And I'm just like, no. Especially since I would actually have to go out and buy the games again, too, because we also got rid of a lot of those. But hopefully I will be able to get some Guitar Hero out at some point. I will eventually be able to find some guitars, and I will eventually start playing a little bit. So stay tuned for that. It might be anywhere from next week to 6 months from now, but eventually I hope to get some Guitar Hero videos out. And then another thing I'm looking at doing, covering some of the Rockstar games that that are out there, that some of which haven't even, you've probably forgot about. Some games I've played. The reason why I chose Rockstar is because Rockstar is my favorite publisher, of course. Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, two of my favorite games. But there's some other Rockstar games that I happen to have that I might wind up playing one day. Some games like L.A. Noire, and especially Bully. Bully is a really good game that not really very many people even remember. Some people do, but a lot of people don't even remember Bully. And so that's one of the games I would like to cover. But I'm not going to make promises on this. This is just an idea of, just kind of going through, not like Let's Playing, but just kind of, playing the game here and there, picking up a game and playing it here and there. with some Rockstar games. But right now, my primary focus is going to stay with the sports titles. And then maybe we move on to some more Guitar Hero and other stuff like that. And then the last thing I want to mention before I end this video, which has been entirely too long, the last thing I want to mention is I might be able to collab with another YouTuber that I happen to know. He's a small YouTuber just like me, a little bit bigger than I am, but still relatively small. But he also does a gaming channel. He's a really good friend of mine now, so we might be producing some collab content with you. You know, kind of me and him. You know, just kind of get some stuff out there. I'm not going to guarantee that, but there's a very good chance that we will get some stuff out together. Just kind of as collab on both of our channels. If that happens, I will make sure to update you guys, but I'm not going to say anything until that happens. But hopefully that, most likely, that will eventually, something will come of that. So yeah, that's about all I have to say. So I'm looking forward to making these videos again, hopefully. Hopefully I can, stick with it this time and actually get something more consistently out there. My goal right now is at least one video a week, maybe more, depending on how busy I am. It is still really busy time for me, especially with, all the media classes. I have to, like I said, I do 2 live radio shows already, one weekly, one every other week. We go out and do basketball games. So yeah, if you want to check out any of my content that I've produced for the media broadcasting class at the Anderson Career and Technology Center, I've actually attached a link to my website down in the description below. If you visit that site, you can see everything I've worked on over the past few couple of years, really, through the Career Center. Some of the best work. But yeah, I think that's going to be about all. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble for the past 17, 18 minutes, and I guess I'll see you guys soon.